Bring these 50 people to the U.S. also comes with a guarantee by President Trump of refugee status and a path to citizenship.
Now, he claims they are under racial persecution, but the South African government argues otherwise. Our Matthew Torres joins us live at Dulles International Airport, where they arrived roughly 4 hours ago. Matthew, critics say this is unfair to other refugees.
Well, Leslie, that's because months prior, the White House already suspended programs that would have allowed refugees from other countries across the world to resettle here in the U.S. The Deputy Secretary of State claims that this happened because they were unsure of the influx of people coming in were properly vetted in the sake of national security. But why prioritize Afrikaners? That's a big question tonight. WUSA 9 captured the private charter carrying 49 white South Africans arriving at Dulles International Airport around noon.
I want you all to know that you are really welcome here.
They're the first group granted refugee status by the White House after President Donald Trump signed an executive order in February alleging they face racial persecution.
And they tell quite harrowing stories of the violence that they face.
Prior to their arrival, Trump repeated claims with no direct evidence that there is a genocide of white South Africans.
White farmers are being brutally killed and their land is being confiscated.
Trump says they're under a government-sponsored race-based discrimination after a new law he believes unfairly allows land seizures based on race. The South African government denies all of his allegations. The new law in question gives the South African government permission to take land without compensation in certain cases as they address disparities caused by the apartheid era. Also known as Afrikaners, the descendants of European settlers benefit economically. While they only make up 7% of the population, they acquire most of the farmland.
It's a big middle finger, honestly, to any immigrants or refugees.
But to fast-track what's normally a lengthy process to resettle migrants is sparking outrage. Allowing Afrikaners to move to the U.S. and apply for citizenship comes as the White House suspended refugee resettlement programs in January.
All of these folks who have just come in today have been carefully vetted pursuant to our refugee standards. Whether or not the broader refugee programs for other people around the world will be lifted is still an ongoing consideration.
We've seen people that have been kidnapped, tortured, lives under threat, family members murdered and stuff like that. That's the people that come in as refugees, the real refugees, not this. Even if they were, then go through the same process as other refugees and let the other refugees in.
All right, shalom, Hakim, shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, this is your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Come with another lesson through the Spirit. All right, quick and transit on the way to the plantation. And, we're just going to touch on this subject right here. All right, before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and is pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom. All right. The reason why this is happening right now, we told you, all right, we told you that these Edomites was going to show their ass. You see what I'm saying? We told you this, all right? We told you that this joker was going to let you know what it was about, all right? You know what I'm saying? And here it is, people starting to finally see it. You know what I'm saying? The hypocrisy. All right, the hypocrisy, the favoritism, all this stuff, all right, like the elder Yashawamba has been talking about, and the other brothers too. You see what I'm saying? That these jokers is about to tap into their scientific racism, man, because people didn't catch no hints the first time during his first term that he was never for you jakes, man. Here he is getting on the podium, calling every other country, you know what I'm saying, every other so-called brown-skinned country, a shithole country, man. You know what I'm saying? And he did that shit with a straight face. So come the hell on, man. All right, come the hell on. Now it's time for him to perfect his wickedness, man. You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted, man. Don't get it twisted. This Joker, he's not doing this thing of his own. You know what I'm saying? He has people that he has to answer to. You know what I'm saying? This boy has people he has to answer to, man. And they want this race, this ethnic war. I'll say that they want this ethnic war to kick off, man. You know what I'm saying? They want this to happen. All right. That's why you have so much tensions around the country. All right. This is what's going to be one of the sparks that with the fuse lit that's going to cause the explosion. You know what I'm saying? In this society, in this country. All right. And that's what the prophets have been what the prophets have been here to warn you about. The prophets have been here, you know what I'm saying, from the beginning to do what? To tell you that there will be wars, evils, and pestilences on the way, man. All right? It's Jeremiah 28, verse 8. You know what I'm saying? To give that warning from off that watchtower, man. You know? And the prophecies are speaking now. All right? The prophecies are speaking. We're about to see these tensions flare up to its height, man. You know what I'm saying? And what's going to bring out the absolute savagery is when there's no food out here, man. Because people quickly squash beef. You know what I'm saying? When there's food that can still be had, you know what I'm saying? People's bellies are still being full. All right, jokers can say, you know what, fuck it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. People can still do that. You know what I'm saying? People can still make that assessment that such and such ain't that big of an issue. You know what I'm saying? You can say that when there's food inside the refrigerator, but you can't do that so much when there's people fighting for food. You know what I'm saying? And these devils want to get this thing popping now, you know what I'm saying, sooner rather than later, because they're running out of time, man. All right? They're running out of time. They got to get this thing popping. They got to get it going now. You know what I'm saying? Because they see that Yahweh Shai is on his way, man. And they're about to lose their opportunity. So they got to get it going quick. You know what I'm saying? So we're about to see why the scriptures say that he would give the Egyptians into the hands of a cruel Lord, man. All right, immediately, while he's sending away you Jakes, man, he's sending away the northern tribes. You know what I'm saying? Some of the southern tribes. Right now, he's getting things ready to open up Alcatraz and sending people into these different prison cells, different prisoners, or different prison systems outside of America, you know what I'm saying, such as El Salvador. And at the same time, while he's bringing in these jokers from South Africa, you know what I'm saying, and you notice in the media, all right, notice in the media how it keeps saying white Africans, white South Africans, white South Africans. You know what I'm saying? You have to catch what they're doing, man. This is part of the thing that they do. You know what I'm saying? This is a part of their enchantments, man. That's why they keep saying white. We tell you here in Great Millstone, all right, in the Minute of Likewise Doctrine, we tell you that there is no such thing as a white person. There's no such thing as a black person. You see what I'm saying? Those are, those titles or those I guess markers that they would give you was based off of what they created in 1681. You know what I'm saying? Where they self-proclaimed them, they proclaimed themselves to be so, quote unquote white, and they called you so-called black. You know what I'm saying? And they did the same thing with the Native Indians. You see what I'm saying? They called them black, or they classified them as Negro too. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you gotta get over this whole black and white thing, man, because it's an enchantment. All right, bear with me. All right, Salakia. But you know, yeah, man, these are part of their enchantments. You know what I'm saying? That's why they keep mentioning that whole white thing in the media. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to spark this thing. All right, they're trying to spark it. They're trying to get you Jakes riled up, man, because they need this whole thing to pop off. You know what I'm saying? Order out of chaos, man. They need the chaos so they can bring in the order. All right? And they need an excuse. And it has to revolve around you Jakes, man. It has to revolve around you Israelites. You see what I'm saying? In order for them to fully and properly, you know what I'm saying, properly bring about the persecution, you know what I'm saying, towards the saints, all right, it has to be focused on you know, the tribes, man. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians. You see what I'm saying? So this is only a part of the script, man. You can't, you know, you can't lose your cool. You can't, you know, be surprised about these things, man. You have to know who this devil is, man. You have to know how they move. All right? You got to know how these devils move. You see? And this is nothing new. So, you know, we're about to see, you know, more tensions rise, man. You know what I'm saying? Because immediately you heard the newscaster, you know what I'm saying, immediately upon arrival, they're just given citizenship. They don't have to go through any process or anything like that they give you, you know, any other refugees, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't put you niggas on the priority list. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got to go through that whole process. It's a long, tedious process. It takes forever. You see what I'm saying? Before you can even get citizenship, man. If in my understanding, you know what I'm saying, it takes probably like a couple years before you can become a full-blown citizen. But here, these jokers is given citizenship right off the plane. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man. And the truth of the matter is when these jokers are talking about their lands got confiscated, their lands this and their lands that, no, man. No, these jokers know nothing about apartheid. You see what I'm saying? They know nothing about, you know what I'm saying, those land grabs that they was performing over in South Africa, man. Nobody talks about that. Nobody tells the full story. Nobody tells how they took that land, you know what I'm saying? They stole it and whatnot. You see what I'm saying? But like the Elder Yashimamba says, all right, they're tapping into their scientific racism, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, what was you doing with the land? You weren't doing anything. You was just a bunch of savages. You was just a bunch of, you know, people walking around in cloths around their loins and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Mandingo BBCs walking around like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Bro, there was a whole system, you know what I'm saying, a whole ecosystem, man, you know what I'm saying, agriculture before these jokers came around. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing that they did over in Australia. It's the same thing they did in America. It's the same thing. And the scriptures tell you this. The scriptures say, right? Let me get another precept. Let me get this precept. This is going to be the first one, but you know how it is when I'm driving. So let's grab this. All right. This is Micah chapter 2. Micah chapter 2, let's start at the top. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. All right. They perform this wickedness because they have the power to do so. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you know that these devils got to be stopped. Verse 2. And they covered fields, and they covered fields and take them by violence. That's what they did over in South Africa. All right. Nobody wants to talk about the apartheid. Nobody wants to talk about how they displaced families. You know what I'm saying, and took people out of their homes. You know what I'm saying, took lands from these people. All right. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about what went down in the Congo, what went down with all these different rulers like Leopold, you know what I'm saying, and what he did in in that continent, man. Nobody wants to talk about that. You see what I'm saying? It says, and they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage. You see what I'm saying? They take your heritage away. They take your land away. They take your language away. They take your culture away. You see what I'm saying? And they insert their own madness. All right? And now they want to marvel and they want to be surprised. They want to be surprised when people are turning on them. It was like, nah, man, you've been the devil this whole time, man. You're the one who's been oppressing the world, man. You've been that hammer around the whole world. You see what I'm saying? But it's coming back to bite themselves in the ass, man. You know what I'm saying? But this is why they're making these moves the way they're making them. All right? Because they don't have a lot of time left, man. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to cut that there. This was just a quick one. Made it to my destination. All right? And I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.